All right, it is time for another political walk and talk. So, I think it's safe to say that pretty much every day is something new. It is a political strategy to just do tons of stuff, just say tons of stuff. Like, I've made a couple videos I haven't even posted, and then they become obsolete within like 2 days. like Alcatraz, for example. Like, I can't even keep up with the amount of chaos that is going on right now. Honestly, like, say what you will about Biden and his melty brain, his boomer melty brain, but it was pretty quiet. It was pretty quiet overall, besides a few things here and there. But I want to talk about hypocrisy, something that MAGA doesn't really care about. Hypocrisy. Trump just accepted a $400 million plane. It's a bribe from Qatar. Hope I'm saying that right. Oh, and I edited this in real quick because I forgot to say it until the end of the video. He just did a deal with this same country a couple weeks ago to put in more of his businesses, more of his golf courses. Oh, gee, I wonder if maybe they gave him the plane, so that he would bring his businesses over there. It's almost like he's benefiting a lot from being the president of the United States. But Matt, he only takes the presidential salary. But what's funny about this is apparently the Clinton Foundation back in the day, which was super corrupt also, they accepted like $1 million bribe before for influence and whatnot from the same country. And the right, rightfully so at that point, called it out and said that that was a bribe, that you can't take money from a foreign nation when you have political power. Oh, not only is it illegal, I mean, like, this straight up illegal, it's just morally disgusting, because you have a semblance of power, and if you're going to personally gain from that power, you should not be in office. And now, what's interesting about this is his base, he's pushing back and basically saying that, well, he's not getting it directly. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. It's going to go to the government at first, but when he's out of office, though, apparently he's going to get to keep it for a certain amount of time, and then it will be a part of his personal presidential library that he also has, ownership over. I mean, like, this is such blatant corruption. What's interesting is this is the first time that I've seen him do something that is so blatantly corrupt that there are some people on the right that are pushing back. Shout out to Ben Shapiro. I think the only YouTuber I saw on the right who just flat out just was like, yeah, this is bad. Like, don't do that. Like, what are you doing? He's blatantly, it's a bribe. That's what he called it. He still had to say it with his MAGA gloves on, because they can't just flat out, come out and attack. But Ben probably had the harshest criticism I saw on the right. And then there were a couple of senators and a couple of Congress people who, condemned it and said, yeah, this is bad, but they're not going to do anything. So if they're not going to do anything about it, if they're not going to punish the president or maybe go for an impeachment, I mean, it's like telling somebody, hey, you shouldn't do that thing right there, and they're just walking away and not bothering to actually enforce any type of power that you have to stop them. This is hypocrisy through and through, because another thing, leading up to Trump's win, they called out Hunter Biden for selling paintings to rich people, being on executive boards of companies that he had no experience on at all, just to make money off of his dad's name, to get favor, over that. And yeah, 100%, Hunter Biden should be in prison for that stuff. No, you're not going to hear me say otherwise. When he was convicted, it was of something completely different, by the way. I think he was convicted of gun charges, of not reporting that he was doing illegal substances when he bought a gun. Not as corruption, of course. They never go after the corruption, because if they do, they have to go after themselves. So they always got to find bullshit to go after. But how can you, for the entire election cycle, explain to everybody that Hunter Biden was corrupt. And also, by proxy, just saying that Biden himself, Joe Biden, was, even though I didn't see anything proven. I mean, they literally had a House committee that was supposed to be showing everybody the evidence that Joe Biden was corrupt. I mean, I know people are going to hate hearing it, and I'm sure he's corrupt in his own way, but Biden is one of the poorest presidents in the modern era. He's not all that wealthy. He's still rich, but he's not all that wealthy compared to previous presidents. But how can you call them the Biden crime family and talk about them, being bribed to do things, and then accept a $400 million jet? And when Trump was asked to his face during a little interview thing, he was asked about this, and he goes, "What am I supposed to do? Not take the plane?" Yes, it's a fucking bribe. Come on. Is anybody gonna be able to put up or muster any defense for this shit? I mean, dude, we're so cooked. And again, I can't stress enough, I've been saying this in other videos, it's not even that he's doing it, that's the major problem. He's setting the precedent. He is making this type of bullshit. Okay, so if you had a problem with Hunter Biden doing this, or if you thought Joe Biden was doing this, and you're gonna give a pass to Trump, okay, well then it's okay for everybody then. Everybody should be allowed to take bribes now, and just claim it's not a bribe. But sir, it's blatantly a bribe. Oh no, it's not. Oh, okay, well, all right. Dude, one of the Supreme Court members came out and was talking about, I think it's conservative side, and was talking about how rule of law is starting to dwindle and fade away. It has to be. I mean, we are literally debating whether people deserve due process still. We have Stephen Miller, one of Trump's right-wing people, right-hand man, I think that's what I wanted to say. Also right-winger, of course. We had him come out and say that they're basically going to attempt to suspend habeas corpus, which is just due process, because we're at war. No, we're not. We're not at war right now. You can't just come out and say we're at war so people don't get due process. Honestly, I'm pretty surprised that they haven't tried to start a new war just so that they can rationalize this a little bit more. The last time that we did that, it was Abraham Lincoln during the Civil War. Does this feel like that same situation? No. We're so off the rails right now. And watching MAGA in particular, because I don't see independents doing it anymore. I don't see people that were on the fence. This is just MAGA now, who are cheerleading this on. We're so off the rails, guys. It's crazy how anybody could ever, with a straight face, tell me that Joe Biden was a worse president than this guy. I think he's fast becoming worse than even George W. Bush. And George W. Bush, during Trump's first term, everybody kept saying he was the worst. No, it was George W. Bush. I mean, he is the reason why we have instability in the Middle East. He oversaw one of the biggest collapses in my lifetime. This guy is a disaster. I truly believe that Donald Trump will pass him up because we're only 100 days in, and it's just chaos every day. He broke the law doing this. He broke the norms doing this. He's about to, his Congress is about to cut Medicaid, which would be, I think Bernie Sanders tweeted it out, like 17 million people who will instantly lose their health care if we cut that. Over $800 billion. And you know why they're doing it? They're doing it so that they can get their tax cuts. Dude, look at the airline industry right now. It's in shambles. There's multiple airports reporting that they are so low staffed that they can't get anything done, which I do think this is a bit of an extension of Biden. Not as bad, because, if you remember, under Biden, Pete Buttigieg was the Secretary of Transportation, and they had major issues with cancellations, with short staff and whatnot. But the reason why I say it's an extension and not all his fault, as Trump has said, is because Elon went in there with Doge, and they just fired a shitload of airline employees. So, I mean, You took a situation that was bad and you made it worse. You put it on steroids. And now, like, people are questioning whether or not they're gonna be safe when they fly, dude. That's where we are. It's just chaos. And I don't think it's gonna get any better. You know, unless Congress actually grows a set and takes back the power that they just gladly gave to Trump. Yeah, we're just going to be at his whim. We are going to be a country ran by one man, his executive orders, with no Congress to check him, no House, no Senate. You know, and the Supreme Court's trying, which is actually hilarious, that they would come out and say rule of law is starting to deteriorate when they are the ones who gave Trump unlimited power by saying that as long as he's the president, effectively, he can do whatever he wants. That's amazing. It only took 100 days, 120 days? But it only took that time for them to realize, yeah, it probably wasn't a great idea to say that if he does it as president, he's basically immune and nobody can ever go after him. Not the best idea in the world. Oh man, I could do this for another 30 minutes, but nobody would watch it. So, yeah, I'm curious what you guys think about the fact that, I mean, we always knew that people were taking bribes on the down low. I'm not going to be ignorant about it. But Trump is just like, yeah, I'm just taking the plane. They're giving me $400 million. And also, a couple weeks before that, I opened up a Trump golf course in that country. What? There's nothing to see here. It's so blatant that this guy only gives a fuck about himself. It's so blatant. But yeah, let me know in the comments. Let's chat it out.